my name is Tiffany, and I would like to be a matrix educator. The reason why is because I feel that it is important to continue to share your knowledge and your experience with the new stylists, with experienced stylists who maybe want to learn something new. And I love being able to share with absolutely everyone, and I really love Matrix, and I think we would make a good fit and a good team. The cut and color that I have done is a take on the past, the present, and the future. From the past, I have brought the haircut, which is inspired by the midi haircuts of the 1940s. So they have a very blended and tapered look. Also could be reminiscent of the shag haircuts from the 70s. And it's one of the most versatile haircuts that I've ever seen in my life. And that's why I used it as my inspiration for this style. I'm going to show the basic rundown of the cut. Is a rounded back, which is hitting at the shoulder at the point of the arc. The front is down to the lip and then blends down to meet the back. And as you can see from the sides here, you go and blend all the way through, holding at a horizontal angle and coming up into a vertical, blending all the way through. And then as you continue with the cut, you will blend from the front down the sides to meet the back. And also cross-checking through all of it. So literally every section, I'll move this back. Every section will come up and blend front to back, side to side, corner to corner, so that no matter where this haircut is styled, no matter what you do with it, it will always look right because there's no separation in the areas. Even if you are setting up from the back and creating this nice length, you're still going to blend to the front. It doesn't have a fringe section necessarily, but can be adapted to accommodate a fringe. The present part of my inspiration is how you can use ideas from the past in the present in a manner that is very utilitarian, but also very easy to work with, easy to use, easy to wear, with not much in the way of having to spend a lot of time styling or designing your hair. And I'll come back to that when I get past the color portion. And with the color of this head, as you can see, we have a rainbow of colors here, and my inspiration, this is where I'm going to the future, which is a future ruled by equality and love and artistic expression. So I chose for this color to be a rainbow heart. And this pattern on this head was set at the crown, but it can be adjusted to any part of the head. You just would make your heart shaping and then your divisions. First, before we got to the color, I went ahead and pre-lightened, excuse me, stay, pre-lighten the hair with Light Master, and it's a wonderful lightener that, as it says, can get you 8 levels of lift and is really nice for low and slow application. Because this particular head has been through a lot, I opted to use 10 volume and let it quote unquote slow cook until we got to a level 9 in lightness so that I would have a good base to work from. Once that was rinsed and neutralized with the acid milk rinse from Biolage, I dried the hair and then began applying the color, and I've chosen to use the So Color Cult semi-permanent line. So we started with Red Hot, Orange Alert, Lucky Duck Yellow, Clover Green, Retro Blue, Royal Purple, Blooming Orchid, and finally Flamenco Fuchsia, following the pattern as outlined in the pattern. It's okay. And so what I did is put it in foiled sections and let it process until it's ready to go. And then as the time came for rinsing and finishing, I chose to use the Keep Me Vivid shampoo to wash, then used the Keep Me Vivid color lamination spray for 1 minute to help lock in the color, and from there I used the Keep Me Vivid conditioner to help once more encourage the locking in of color and brightness in a vivid, my apologies, a vivid look for as long as possible with this kind of color. The styling was done with a 1-inch barrel curling iron, prepped first with the Keep Me Vivid color velvetizer, followed up with the Super Fixer gel for hold, and the hair was then the hair was blown dry with the velvetizer and the gel. From there, I laid in with the 1-inch barrel curling iron horizontal curls down the front of the head. At the part would be where you start rolling down the 2 separate ways. From there, in the back, used the same curling iron and laid in about 5 diagonal curls and rolled them towards the front of the head. Before I used the curling iron, I apologize for this, before I used the curling iron, I did prep the hair with heat buffer to not only protect the hair from the heat damage, but protect the color from the heat damage that could potentially happen without a heat protectant. Once the hair was set, I just pulled all of the curls down and using my Denman brush, brushed out the hair, set it where I wanted it to be, and finished the style with Style Fixer. So that is the creation of a modern take on a vintage haircut and a futuristic hope with the color representing the future. If I were doing this for someone and they were hoping to wear this home and keep it maintained for some time, as long as possible, I would first offer the Keep Me Vivid shampoo and conditioner, followed up with the Keep Me Vivid color velvetizer. And for someone to maintain the style without a lot of fuss, without having to spend large amounts of time styling, large amounts of time trying to get it just so, once the hair was prepped with the velvetizer, then I would encourage anybody to, if they're drying their hair, to take home the heat buffer or protectant, whether you are only using it for blow drying or if you are using it for curling irons, flat irons, other stylers. This is a wonderful product to protect the hair and the color from the heat of any of your hot tools. And to maintain the color, we definitely recommend you don't wash every day. In some cases, maybe you don't wash but 2 to 3 times a week. And if that's something where somebody feels they can't necessarily feel comfortable, I would send home the Miracle Extender dry shampoo to use when they are in their, what we might call the off days from washing, to just help absorb some of the natural oils and to keep from adding stress to the color to pull from the hair if you were to wash every day. And for hold of style, the Style Fixer is going to be the best choice. It's lightweight, but definitely holds your hair where you want it to stay. And that would be the products that I would be sending home with someone to be able to maintain a style without having to put too much effort. Very few people want to spend a large amount of time fussing with their hair. I find most are wash and go, and that is a good way to maintain color, maintain style, without putting in too much extra effort. I'd just like to close by showing the entirety of the style that you can see. Thanks to the color, you get a really beautiful rainbow effect that really helps show the modernity and the future with this vintage inspired haircut. And in some ways a vintage inspired style. It was definitely a set, even though it was a set made with a curling iron and allowed to cool. I want to thank everyone for giving me this opportunity to share this style and this color inspiration. And I would just like to also thank Matrix for the opportunity to be an educator with your team. I do look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you very much.